Recently, I've been enjoying this demo for a new open world RPG that I want to share with you. And this ain't no 20-minute little dinky demo. Nah, I've already put hours into this game, and there's still so much more that I could do.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
So after taking a little peek at this game, I said, oh, hell yeah, this looks sick. Its name is Voin, a first-person action RPG using the latest Unreal Engine, allowing you to mow down hordes of mannequin zombie dumplings. It's also got this super nostalgic, old-school style to it, and for an old-ass dude like me, I love it. Oh, and by the way, this game was created by a solo developer. Yeah, you heard that right. One dude, who apparently was at first an artist, but he then turned his art into a freaking video game, which is why it has this classic, unique pixel art style to it. I wish I had talent like that, man. I mean, this is my art. This is my best attempt at actual art in real life. Look at it.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
There's no release date yet, but you can wishlist it, and there's a demo. Obviously, right now I am playing the free demo on Steam, which you can go check out for yourself and start playing as well. I have a link to it down below, which will bring you right to the Steam page where you can download it for free. It's rare to see developers offer demos nowadays. They genuinely want our feedback so that they can make it a better game. So I'll tell you right off the rip, after a few hours, I still wanted to play more. Like honestly, I wanted to keep ripping through 1,000 more monsters. Just look at that face, man.
What the hell is even that?
It makes you feel like a murderous urge to just fucking cut it right off.
He's a murderer!
They nailed the combat loop. My biggest gripe, though, is the navigation. Maybe I'm just stupid, but I got stuck a couple times and didn't know where to go. In the full release, there should be a map, so that will help the idiots like me. But other than that, it felt perfect for just having some good old-fashioned video game fun. Decapitating monsters can be very relaxing. It's great for stress relief.
Shit! 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 With me! Oh! Shit! What the fuck? Stop screaming! Stop!
And then of course, in every good RPG, you must collect legendary loot, rewards, and leveling up your character to become as powerful as possible. And this game does have a loot system. Well, actually, as far as leveling up, you have these power motes that you must actively find throughout the world, which you use to unlock new skills that grant you cool combat abilities. It seems you can use up to 4 abilities at once on your buttons here. This skill, which leaps backwards, slowing down time, then thrusting forwards for high damage, and then this skill, which throws your weapon like a boomerang, good for crowd control. And I've learned that swapping through these in combat, using them wisely, is very important if you don't want to die. The style and aesthetic of the game is just crazy. It's like if you took Duke Nukem, or that guy from Doom, gave him a great sword, and plopped him in the middle of Skyrim, this is what that would be.
Well, I just stepped in shit.
And it is just a demo at the moment, so of course there's some problems, but there's just a certain rush to this game that gets your blood pumping, baby. Now I will say, I wish there was more enemies. Hacking and slashing, fast-paced battle in the first-person view, which makes it even more intense. This game is most enjoyable when you see the most enemies on screen. Like, the amount of fun you're having is equivalent to the number of enemies you are fighting. It really got me feeling like I'm playing an arcade game, dude. There's certain aspects of the game that give it this old school retro vibe, such as classic health bars, old school movement, and even a slow-mo on last kill. In my opinion, I love the health bars. I don't really like the damage numbers though, which is why I am glad that you have the option of turning them off. You can customize all this to your preference. Turning off the health bars definitely ups the difficulty a bit, which obviously makes it harder to fight if you don't know the enemy's health. And as a Souls player, I love me a good challenge. This is actually quite intuitive, because instead of simply increasing or decreasing the health and damage numbers of enemies, you can naturally customize the difficulty here. Because it's the first-person view, it doesn't really focus on armor, but it goes deep with the weapons and swords. Like within the first hour, I already got a few badass weapons. At first, I thought, oh, this sucks, man. Like I'm grabbing up all this loot, but I can't use it in the demo because it's red, and of course, red means bad. Though later, I realized there's a mechanic which you cleanse these weapons. They are tainted, they're dirty when you find them, so you must cleanse them before wielding. Now this will add to the importance of the hub. You have this central safe house hub, kinda like the round table hold, and this is where you cleanse items, level up your character, and choose which destination you will travel to next. So rather than having an arrow pointing you where to go at all times, this game seems to place trust in the player. It doesn't hold your hand, it allows you to figure it out at your own pace. Now, talking about the combat is definitely where this game shines, because the most important thing is the gameplay loop. And so far, what I've played, the gameplay loop is indubitably very fun. They totally got the monster decapitating on lock. The combat is responsive, snappy, it's heavy but smooth, it's not too clunky. It's great at pulling out special badass moves, like, for example, there is no fall damage, so you are zooming through the air and you can pounce on enemies from above, which just feels incredible to pull off properly. It may seem simple and easy at first. You know, it gives you a yellow visual indicator around the enemy when it's about to attack, so that you can evade it. So one monster is not a problem, but the situation gets very hairy very quickly when they throw a giant mob of monsters at you. It may seem intimidating and put you on the defense, but it is not wise to spend a lot of time evading and defending, because there's certain mechanics in the game that almost force you to stay on your toes and stay aggressive, such as the fact that you heal by killing. Attacking enemies is how you heal yourself. Enemies drop these red orb stone looking things when they die, which is how you heal. So you're not patiently waiting defensively. Nah, you're diving head first in the enemy's booty and freaking ripping it up, chopping heads off, staying alive. You either go hard or go home, baby. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's a brainless button masher. You do have to be fairly methodical. You're combining fast light attacks and charged heavies. You gotta be specially strategic with your skills. I've learned that using your abilities wisely is super important. It will force you to play smart or die. It can totally get difficult at times when there's multiple Scorpion King zombies charging you with the ranged spellcasters shooting pew-pews from a distance. I mean, they're the freaking worst. Those pew-pews got me killed multiple times. Another weird, unique combat mechanic are these things. You can see on screen, these are called knockdown charges. So you can use heavy attacks that will stagger all the enemies you hit, but you only got 3. You gotta use them wisely to knock back the big boys. So altogether, it works. Like, the combat just works.
All of this just works.
It makes you feel like you're playing an arcade game, which goes back to that old classic vibe that they are aiming for. For movement, you have this dash, which is basically like your dodge roll you use to evade attacks, but there's a second, much larger dash you can perform. It's a huge open world in which you travel at high speeds with this dash. The way you travel and interact with the world is designed with this movement in mind. I mean, do we really need to be flying around like a leapfrog? Probably not. But is it fun? Yeah, it can be. But this flying quick dash doesn't only affect your movement speed, it also gives the game much verticality. They used the dashing ability to complement the level design. I feel like it does have potential for some quality platforming. I'm hoping the full release, the world will be more rich and in-depth, but so far, it's looking pretty good. So in conclusion, I really enjoyed my time with this game. I do not regret playing it. Its old school classic vibe is a breath of fresh air. It was totally fun. And considering it is free, it's a free demo right now, I would recommend it. The developers want our feedback to help them make this a better game. It's an option right there on the menu in-game, so you can go ahead, play the demo, and give them your feedback of whatever you think they could change or focus on. If you are interested, check it out using my link in the description, which will help support me and my channel because then they will know that I sent you there. And if you do enjoy the game, be sure to wishlist it so you don't miss out on its release. If you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate you, and I thank you for watching. Stay golden.